All right, man, we're live, episode 38, right before the new year, man. We got in before the wire. I'm Jason.
Hey, and I'm the better looking one, Dan.
Fucking Count Dracula. Come on, man. What are you doing?
One, two, three.
Ha 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 ha. That was my favorite character on Sesame Street, man.
He's great. He's
The
great.
Count was absolutely my favorite character, next to Oscar the Grouch.
Yeah, Oscar's always pretty cool. Mainly because he just tells it out how it is.
Yeah, I was never a fan of Big Bird. When you and I were kids, Elmo didn't exist.
Yeah, Elmo wasn't there at all.
Right.
Um,
Snuffleupagus wasn't too bad, man.
yeah, but see now he's out. He's no longer imaginary. I liked it better when he was imaginary. He
Yeah.
could sneak up on you.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, kind of lame.
Well, yeah, man. It ain't the Electric Company, which was my absolute favorite.
Yeah.
So, man, listen, man, it's almost a new year. We gotta make some predictions and talk about some other people's predictions.
Yeah, well, yeah, and I guess in some ways we should have we gone over what our predictions were from last year? This is probably one of the things I think that people don't really do is they don't go back and take a look at their previous year's predictions and see if they were right or not.
Right. No, I haven't looked at it. Have you?
No, I think we should do that next episode.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, hey, because if we make fun of everyone, we should at least make fun of ourselves with someone. Like I don't know of any in this particular case. The only one I really remember is actually I still predicted this wouldn't be the year that we would do anything with the insider threat, and I don't think we did because clearly the Russian hacking. So I was right on that one.
Yeah, well, and let's not forget a lot of our predictions were like 3, 4, 5 years out too. So
yeah. Well, and I don't think anyone this year got fired for a breach.
um,
I can't think of anyone. Now, and I'm pretty sure I said I don't think any CISO would get fired for breach, but I think a CIO would have. But no one got it, so I was only 50% right. But I have to go back and look at the episode to see. I think we should do that next week.
yeah, we can review it. Yeah, I can't think of anybody, at least that publicly was reported on, that got fired. Which maybe is where I'll start with fake news. And I mean, this leads into some other topics. I think there might be good for some predictions like cyber warfare, espionage, and shit like that. But fake news, man, being able to differentiate between data that has integrity and data that doesn't is a function of information assurance. So I'm kind of puzzled as to why fake news, or let's just say low integrity data, is suddenly such a thing that everybody thinks is a plague upon our species that we can't deal with in any way. It seems to me that it should be readily handleable.
Hey, no one wants to fact check, right? That's what our news was supposed to be. They were supposed to be real investigative journalists, reporters.
Right.
They don't do that. They will retweet and do nothing else. And oops, sorry, my bad, it wasn't real, and go away. So
right. Well, I don't even see people like printing or having verbal retractions anymore. It's just common. It's just common to, and to me, it's not even about being wrong. It's willful ignorance of what's factual information, which is interesting because it's given rise to this persona online that constantly demands sources when they don't even understand what a source is. They don't understand the difference between a primary source and a secondary source. They don't understand. Oh my God, listen, I used to hate the Facebook culture of just saying. That's still my top 3. My new one is do your research. Motherfucker, it's do research, not your research. Research isn't yours, it's everybody's, fucker. God, I hate that, man. I want to stab somebody when I hear somebody say that. Jesus Christ.
Oh, but by the way, Medium posts are not legitimate sources of, well, anything other than opinion.
Yeah, they're legitimate sources of words. they're absolutely legitimate sources of opinion. And in fact, maybe that's the new opinion news source. Maybe it's right. But every time I see some bot post, I just published on Medium. No, you didn't. No, you blogged, fucker. Call it what it is.
Yeah, it's a blog. It's your opinion.
So,
it's your opinion.
My first prediction for 2017 is I think we're going to see a vendor come out with a solution to provide data integrity for news feeds.
Ooh, that would be good. It wouldn't be
Yeah.
difficult, I don't think. I mean,
Uh-uh.
you already have Google Scholar, right? And it would be very easy to take the language and correlate that with things from Google Scholar.
Well, here's my argument, man. In this case, this type of integrity in my thinking, because I've thought a bit about this. I was getting a massage this morning. I had nothing better to do. um, and I don't think it's the same type of integrity that we're used to dealing with in our profession in terms of like file integrity checking. It's not that a change was made in an authorized or unauthorized manner. It's not that. It's that what's the context of this information? Because it's not data, it's information. It's different.
Oh yeah,
It's right.
sure.
So having something that can attach context, I think it is an integrity solution in this case. Because we're really talking about information feeds. There's streams of information just floating around the nether, as it were. And being able to attach metadata that, like Google Scholar does for its citations, can give you integrity. And then you just have to have an interface that visually cues the reader of that stream into the level of integrity of that stream. No different than reputation systems for online posting and shit like that. I think
Yeah,
it's very similar.
spam and things of that nature. Sure,
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah,
So I think we'll see that, man. I think somebody's going to come out with that.
got it. All right. So the first thing I'll do is because no list is complete without adding passwords in there. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make fun of Beyond Trust for saying that this is going to be the year that passwords take front and center because well that's their number 2 prediction, which says the concept of passwords and password use will take front and center stage in home and business awareness. Hello, we've been saying this for like the last 20 years. So no, Beyond Trust, you're wrong again, because no one really cares. Passwords are going to continue to be weak because people in general do not want to have 20 character passwords and use password managers in general. Only people that are basically in technology utilize those things. So my prediction again will be that 2017 will not be the year that mainstream will go to a multi-factor authentication solution because, well, no one really cares. And I will tell you some of the reason why it is just nonsense is this aspect of compliance with passwords where everyone has to change their password every 90 days. Hey, NIST even published something recently that said, unless you believe your password was compromised, and you have it as sufficient length, they don't necessarily define the sufficient, there's no reason to change your password. So um, people aren't attacking passwords. They're attacking Yahoo. They're attacking the DNC. And then they're grabbing all of the passwords
Right.
because people don't protect things that are important. In terms of the people that are charged with protecting them are kind of like, who cares? So Beyond Trust, you suck for adding into your predictions again that this is going to be the year. Hey, maybe it's just like the Indian rain dance. If you keep saying it often enough, then maybe one year it'll actually be correct.
I was going to say it's more like the DEA, where you have the authority to create the problem that only you can solve. What job security? I mean, so I got to take a sidestep, man, because they scheduled CBD oil. They scheduled CBD, which is not psychoactive at
They just
all.
did this?
Yes, 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 yes. They
What did
scheduled
they
it.
what did they
Schedule 1. So I think I sometimes get it mixed up, but like heroin and cocaine are different schedules, and I think heroin's Schedule 1 and cocaine Schedule 2. I think that's how it works because there's some benefit. Or anyway, man.
So now no one, all the people that are selling CBD oil for like vaping and stuff like that aren't going to be able to sell it anymore.
Well, I mean, right? Yes, exactly. Yeah, yeah. And I don't know how it falls into because I get mine at my dispensary, but that's in California and that's a state thing. But now that it's federally illegal, if and California is kind of jacked up right now because we passed the measure that made it legal just for recreational use, but the infrastructure is not set up for it yet. So it always takes like a year and a half for things to get rolling, like in Colorado or Washington State. But nonetheless, here's my next prediction, right? And this goes into like our struggle as a culture right now, again with Russia. I mean, apparently we're remaking Red Dawn again. I don't know. I don't understand how we're back in the 80s. Um, Having situations where the people in charge, I mean, this is just a standard separation of duties issue, right? I think 2017, here's my next prediction, is going to be the year of separation of duties. When you have an agency like the DEA that can set the law independent of any other organization of what's illegal, right? In terms of scheduling substances, and then they're also charged with enforcing it, right? That's a clear violation of the basic principles of government for us, right? I mean, it's a separation of duties issues. That's no different than having the dude that can print the checks also be the person that signs them. That's a problem. We saw that with Enron, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And I think, man, this might be a byproduct of our dear friend Trump and his presidency. That I'm going to go out on a limb and say that we're going to get more transparency into these separation of duties issues. Now, I don't think it's because they're going to want it to be transparent. I think it's going to be because people find out and make it transparent. Just so we're clear.
That's cool. I can dig that. I can dig that. So I'll go again. I have another one I'm going to make fun of from Beyond Trust because I think it's just absolutely absurd that we are going to continue to exploit known vulnerabilities. Literally, that is their number 9 prediction for 2017. Newsflash, we only exploit known vulnerabilities.
Yeah, I mean,
even a 0 day is because someone else already found the vulnerability and found a way to exploit it. So you can only do that. But I guess I'll go a little bit further into what this means. At least to me, as someone that's responsible for an enterprise, I believe that we are going to find more technologies that will assist with in-house penetration testing to make it easier as part of the overall routine life cycle of systems. So today, we start to see this with like Metasploit Pro and Core Impact. I think you're going to have more competition in being able to automate the penetration testing cycle. So less of a dependence on third parties. Just a little tickler onto that. We actually talked about a couple episodes ago. Penetration testing is really no longer need for a separate profession. It will be embedded into security operations.
And in fact, that ties into my next prediction if you're done.
Yeah.
I think this will be the year where we see the first homegrown, fully automated, weaponized AI. So I read this article this morning, man, while I was waiting on my massage, about an unforeseen, and I hadn't really thought about it nor seen anybody talk about it yet. Unforeseen consequence of driverless vehicles now is going to be the reduction in donor organs. Think about that, man. Yeah, like I think it was some staggering statistic, man. It was like 2 or 3 out of every 5 organs that are donated come from a result of car accidents. And of course, driverless autonomous vehicles are going to massively reduce collisions, massively. So there's going to be a drought of organs, right? I mean, that's kind of fucked up to think about. And I don't know why you would, anyway, man, whatever. So an unforeseen consequence of the continued rise in power and ease of use of technology, of course, is homegrown tools, right? It's very easy to learn how to code now. It's very easy to learn how to work with AI. There's prepackaged solutions that let you do it. And I think we're going to start to see people weaponize that and maybe in a pseudo-terrorist kind of fashion where people are upset about something. And rather than driving your car through the front of a business because you're pissed off because you got shitty service, or making a shitlord post on Yelp or whatever, right? People are going to start picking up tools and actually, I don't know, I'm not going to call them cyber attacks, man, because that's already defined in a different context. But some type of activism, right? Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And that's kind of scary, man. That's kind of scary if you get some fucking neckbeard that really doesn't understand that if I push this button, this could happen. And you know, I don't know what's going to come out of it, but man, I kind of see a dark time ahead for the next year or so for the progress that could have been made because of the power that's represented in it.
Hmm. Yeah, I could see that. um,
What do you got?
so my next one, of course, is first make fun of a company for predicting the same thing that everyone else predicts, and what list would go without. What list would not be complete without someone bringing up the insider threat? So again, I'm going to call out ForcePoint for saying that we're going to have a rise of insider threats. Hey, the FBI has already said it's well over 80% of all incidents occur from the insider threat. How much more do you think it's going to increase by?
Right.
I
Yeah.
mean, it's already a lot. Now, they do slightly make a twist to it and say there's going to be incentivized insider threat things that are going to occur. Aren't they all incentivized in some way, shape, or form? The incentive could be money. The incentive could be they don't like the powerful machine that is there and they want to take it down, i.e., the amount of people in government that are coming out and being like whistleblowers. Um, so hey, it's there is nothing changed there. So stop adding that to your list of predictions that are going to happen in a year because, well, we already know this is a problem. How about I would like to see a list from a technology company that doesn't include passwords or an insider threat.
Or cloud.
Yeah, or cloud. Or cloud. Which, funny enough, that is one of their other predictions.
Oh man, it's too easy,
So
dude. It's too easy.
all of them. So my prediction then is going to be that there will be not any Fortune 500 company will convert to Chrome OS, other than Google. Not one of them will. That will not be their primary operating system. So not going to happen. So all those people who say, hey, the only way to stop the threats that are existing with Windows is to go to Chrome OS. Hey, newsflash to all those people out there. You switch to Chrome OS, so too will the bad guys.
Yeah, I mean, did they not watch the fucking Apple commercials from the late '90s, early 2000s?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Eh, that whole religious argument of this is better than that or whatever. I mean, we've talked about this before on the show. I just don't get it, man. Clearly, wherever the market share exists is where the criminals will go because right. So that's an interesting thing is along these lines, and this kind of builds off the other predictions. Um, with the power of technology, the power of AI, the power of automation, we see ransomware, of course, being very mainstream right now. I think that's a good way to describe it. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. How much?
But that's funny about you mentioned about ransomware. Anytime something is bad going on, we have always had people wanting to hold something ransom.
Yeah,
Give me what I want, or I'm not going to release the whatever. Child, wife, spouse, doesn't matter.
yeah. Well, and it just makes me wonder if at some point, and this isn't a prediction, it's more of a question, will the next year be the year that we start to figure out how are we as an industry worldwide spending $80 billion and not getting it right? Because if I had $80 billion, I could get to fucking Mars, guaranteed, right? I mean, with less than that, we figured out how to get autonomous vehicles. We figured out how to get rovers onto other planets, driving around for decades. I mean, right? I mean, that's a large sum of money to continually fail. And yet the job market continues to skyrocket. To me, there's a huge disconnect there, man. And maybe will this be the year where we kind of, as an industry, figure out how are we getting it wrong so often? Now, you and I don't, right? I mean, we're right all the time, but
Well, of course, we're doctors. All right. So I've got another one to make fun of.
all right.
And this one is from the CEO and founder of HackDefNet. Uh, he says that we will see the proliferation of the Internet of Things as a tool to cause disruptions and attacks on critical infrastructure. more cyber attacks will become crimes that result in physical harm. Hey, newsflash, everything is a thing. Your phones, your routers. This comes back to you can only exploit vulnerabilities.
Right.
People that don't patch systems result in known exploitable vulnerabilities which can be used for attack. That's just that simple. I would love a predict. Actually, this would be. I don't know that it's going to happen in 2017, but I'm going to say it anyway. I would love for the cable providers like Comcast, Verizon. Why aren't they providing the service to their customer base? They already know what's connecting to their network, and like Comcast, even more so, because they have to send commands to your modem. They should be telling you you're not in compliance. Your router, your modem no longer is patched to this specification. You must update in order to continue service.
Right.
Then guess what? All those exploitable Linksys, Netgear, you name it, modems and routers that are on their network, by the way. It's their network. We only lease time. It's their network that we get to use. They are responsible for their network.
Right. It's at some point a carrier is going to have to. This won't happen in the U.S., man. Not in our current model. But somebody's at some point, if they really are serious about addressing, not solving, addressing, helping address the problem, are going to have to say to themselves, "Look, I don't give a shit that people are going to try and sue me. I don't care about the liability part. This has to be taken care of, and this is the rational place to take care of it." Because you're absolutely correct. People forget that we're leasing time, not even space, but time on somebody else's wire. And it's right. I mean, so no different than how different an argument, and I'd be curious to hear our viewers' thoughts on this. How different is Comcast's culpability in my router being vulnerable the same as the state or the city not fixing potholes in the road and my car gets damaged?
That's actually a good analogy because, in New York City, for example, they have people that go around, measure potholes, measure cracks in the sidewalk, and they report it to the city. And if they don't fix them within a certain period of time and someone gets injured, they're liable for fixing that.
Mm-hmm.
And to further on to this point, many people don't even buy their own cable modem or router from Fios, from Verizon, that is. So, and even when I do, like I buy mine for Comcast, so I don't have to give them the money, they're the ones that have to push down the configuration.
Yeah, correct.
In both scenarios, they should be responsible for making sure that I have the right version of software on my device that connects to their network.
Mm-hmm.
It is their responsibility. And so the system is used in order to cause harm, like what happened not too long ago with all of those I can never remember the names of. We come up with all these silly names for all these.
Like the Mirai botnet and shit.
Yeah. The internet service provider should be held liable.
Yeah.
That's my.
I think so. That'd be interesting to see happen, man. I wonder if it'll be in a small Western, Northern European country first, especially where you see the state already owning the infrastructure. Because let's be honest, at this point, and some arguments have been made. I think the UN made this argument recently, didn't they? That internet access should be a basic human service.
Yeah, it should be at this point. I don't see why not.
No, not at all, man.
All right, you're up, my friend.
All right, man. I think this will be my last one. I think the IoT is good. Man, this is kind of all right. I'm gonna go here, dude. I think this is gonna be it. I think with the direction that we're taking in, I think this will be my final one. The direction we're taking in kind of collapsing the layers of job duties, especially when you factor in automation. Like, come on, man. Whatever pen testing remains within the next, I'll say 2 years, not even 5 years, is going to be completely fucking automated. There's no reason you would hire a dude to do that. Why? The AI will be way better at it anyway, and way cheaper. As we start to further collapse these things, and you get into SDN being deployed more readily, and this concept of developer operations or a DevOps engineer, right? You're going to see this collapse, I think, and my prediction is, of roles. And the next logical place, because you're already kind of getting the software developer, system admin, network admin roles collapsed into DevOps. I think the next logical thing to fold into that is security. And you're gonna see the trend of talent being somebody that can do all those things and do them all well at a high level.
Got it. Yeah, yeah, I can see that. All right, so I'll break slightly from the tradition because I actually have a prediction that I agree with. So I won't make too much fun of this individual, other than the fact that his title is CISSP, Senior Product Manager, which is really kind of funny to me. The why do people put CISSP in their title at this point? I mean, who doesn't have one? It feels like. So anyway, so Bob Stacio from I2 Enterprise Insight Analysis. No idea what company that really is, but I actually agree with this one. Private sector companies will increasingly participate in military-style war games to test the readiness of the cybersecurity organizations. Absolutely. What this means to me is we're going to start doing pen testing internally to test the effectiveness of the countermeasures we put in place. Can we actually do this or not?
Right.
I agree with that one. But my final prediction is going to be that Shadow DXS winds up getting under 400 pounds.
That guy, dude.
Through using the proper technologies that will assist him in ensuring that he'll have everything IoT enabled. He's going to have his watch. It's going to wind up connecting to his computer. He might even actually have some widget that goes into his brand new smart TV he's going to buy that's going to monitor all of his health stats. So I think that is how he is going to get under 400 pounds in 2017.
Did you see that episode of Black Mirror where they ride the bikes or run the treadmills to earn the points to buy shit?
Yeah.
We should put him on some kind of incentive system like that. If he wants to buy more gadgets, he should have to earn the points to buy the gadgets by fucking walking, running, riding a bike.
Yeah. So, and I think, he was doing pretty well there for a while. He was letting everyone know, doing some video blogs, all the stuff he's doing. Then he stopped.
Yeah.
So
it's hard,
maybe
man.
We'll have to.
It's fucking discipline is not easy.
It's willpower, but I think he gets under 400 pounds, and he's going to use IoT-enabled devices in order to be able to, in this case, wearables. We'll say wearables instead of IoT because I hate the term IoT. So he's going to use wearables, and he's going to buy a smart TV that has a widget that will post up for him so he can see everything that's going on the big screen, and he will embrace smart TV for a change instead of turning it off.
And Brandon, if you need help setting it up, I'll fly out there and help you, brother. I did last thing. I did read the other day, man. I was somewhere just killing some time. I think I was waiting on Mrs. Pittman, and I read an article that an LG smart TV got ransomware spread to it, and the first thing I thought of was him.
Oh, that's funny. That is funny.
Oh man. Yeah, man. So that's my predictions. That's yours. Eric Cole didn't show up. I mean, I don't know what that guy's doing, but
especially because it's never like he misses an opportunity to say something.
Right.
So maybe he'll have some predictions that we can really get into next episode. And hey, you know what? We'll recap our own because I'm sure there's some ones in there that we made that hey they didn't come through either, and we should reevaluate whether or not we think they're going to happen in 2017 based on hey the new collected data that we got in 2016. See, that's something that all these tech companies, one, stop making predictions based on your own products. You think we're foolish enough? I mean, Beyond Trust, come on, what do you think you're selling?
Yeah.
Endpoint security? This will be the year of the endpoint product again. So,
well, it's like I looked at FireEye's list, and this year they have it in a video. You have to sign up. You have to register to watch. And I started thinking to myself, I wonder if they make more off the ad revenue off this fucking video than they do off their shitty gear.
Yeah. So perfect.
Oh man, that's it, dude. 2017, here we come. We'll see you guys next week. It'll be 2017. So that's it for me. This Life in Tech, episode 38. I'm Jason. Goodbye.
Hey, and I'm Dan. Have a great New Year's. Oh, by the way, I think Ronda Rousey wins tonight.
Oh, I don't. I think she's going to lose.
Yeah.
I think she's getting knocked the fuck out.
And I think what's his name? The guy who beat the California Kid.
Oh, you're talking about Dominic Cruz and who's he
Yeah, I
fighting?
think Cruz
Cody
wins the
Garbrandt?
also. Yep, I think Cruz beats Cody.
I think so too. That one I agree with. I don't think Ronda Rousey's winning. I think we'll never see her again. She's done.
All right, everyone. 2017. We'll see you then.
Bye.